welcome. The African Democratic Congress has refuted claims that the party is working in the interest of the country's northern region. ADC spokesman Bolaji Abdullahi described the insinuations as unfounded. According to him, ADC is a party, and we said this from day one. It's neither a party of the North nor of the South. It's neither a party of Muslims nor of Christians. It's neither a party of hood people. So it's a party that is deliberately designed to develop and build the kind of future that Nigerians desire. Let's take a look.
I listened to Mr. Kachikwu on your program last Friday, I think, where he made those allegations. And I'm glad you pointed it out to him that what he was alleging were crimes. When you uncover crime, what do? You don't call a press conference. As a citizen, you have a duty to stop crime. So when you uncover crime, you report to the nearest police station and ensure that the alleged criminal is arrested and prosecuted accordingly. So if he is actually in possession of evidence that crimes were committed, why is he calling press conferences? Why is he going around media houses? Why didn't he just go to the police and report that signatures were forged or documents were forged and obtained fraudulently? So, I mean, the matter of this individual is becoming worrisome because it's obvious there is no limit to how far he's willing to go to carry out the assignment that he has been given. So, but I'm here this evening with people who were part of the process from the start, members of the party from the start, who have dealt with him, who know the kind of individual he is, and who are in a position to debunk the specific allegation regarding the issue of forgery or not. But he made other allegations.
Yeah, the early allegations. Yeah. I like, before we bring some of the leaders of the party who are in the studio with us here, let's touch on some of the issues that were raised as to some of the intentions, the allegations of the intentions to de-ethnicize and delegitimize the process and also hijack the ADC through the back door, which he says some of you are involved in. Why does it look, according to him, a militarization and a hijack of the party?
Who is in a position today to claim that he has been hijacked or his office has been hijacked? The occupier of the office, right? So if anybody should be claiming that he has been hijacked or his office has been hijacked, it should be Ralph Nwosu, not a presidential candidate in the last election, who, by the way, has been expelled from the party. So you'll expect that the people who are occupying those positions were the ones that will come out to say, our positions have been hijacked. So if those people who are recognized as occupants of those, occupiers of those positions are not making those allegations, are not making those claims, then what is the basis for his own argument? What is the basis for the claims and the allegations?
Why does it look like some of the leaders of the opposition forces who have gone into the ADC didn't do their homework properly? Because it is not only Dumebi Kachikwu. I had a conversation with Honorable Leke Abijide, who is the only elected National Assembly member of the ADC, who says he was not consulted. And it does look, according to him, he even said he's the landlord.
Landlord of where?
Of the ADC. As the only elected National Assembly member. And he has been funding, helping, and winning elections back to back with the party. So are there no consultations? What really happened? Why does it look like people were not carried along, and a lot of people felt aggrieved by the process of coming into the party.
There are not a lot of people who feel aggrieved. There are individuals who are coming forward to say that they are aggrieved. But are these people really aggrieved? You see, we've maintained consistently that what you are seeing is a continuation of the same process that led to the destabilization of other opposition political parties. When we started the process, everybody knew in this country that the coalition was coming up. These individuals did not come forward because the people who are now behind what they are doing felt it was not going to work. Then the moment we announced the coalition and they saw that it was actually going to be successful, then they started crawling out of their
So the reason why I asked the question is that there are not so much of people in ADC, for example, as even compared to SDP, where you have more elected people, and perhaps SDP even has a longer history than the ADC. ADC is just about 20 years back in history. But you look at it, there's only one elected National Assembly member. There's only one 2023 presidential candidate. And these are just a few people. I mean, these are just people that you could have consulted outside of Mr. Nwosu, who is now being seen as a renegade who sold out the party.
No, not at all. You see, it's not about Mr. Nwosu. It's about the entire leadership of the party. Not only the executive of the party, but the board of trustees and every single person that has a constitutional role to play in the party. A candidate of the party does not have a constitutional role to play in the party. An elected officer of the party does not have a constitutional role to play in the party. Do you understand what I'm saying?
But every single person is a political process.
It's a political process.
I'm saying that in your consultation in going into the party, there are the constitutional part, the legal aspect of it, and there are the political part of it. In running for office, there are political things that you must do, which could even tower above the legal and constitutional part.
I can tell you.
Smear
I can tell you.
mar your legal process. So the question is, there's only one elected National Assembly member. Why is that kind of person not consulted? Why is the presidential candidate in the last election not consulted?
Why is this individual, the elected officer, why is he coming forward now at this time to say he was not consulted?
Were they consulted?
What I'm saying is that the people who ought to have been consulted were consulted. And I brought my colleagues.
And they were not there?
No, they were not there. I don't.
Why weren't they consulted?
Dumebi, especially the presidential candidate, had been expelled from the party. I've repeated it. The last time I was here, I told you that he was expelled from the party in 2022.
The fact, someone couldn't have been expelled and still run for election and be registered by INEC.
The last time I came here, we had this conversation, and I said he was elected, and you pointed it out to me that but how could he have the same question you're asking? And the clarification, I sought clarification. What happened was that at the time of his expulsion, it was too late to substitute his name in INEC. And that was why he still ran as a candidate of the party. Do you understand what I'm saying? But he had been expelled before then.
Something must be wrong with that party. You know why, sir? Kingsley Moghalu ran in that primary.
Yes.
And Dumebi defeated Kingsley Moghalu.
Yeah.
And so if at a moment where Dumebi Kachikwu, they screened all of those who ran for that primary, is at that point of screening that they could have dropped him if it was
No, but it depends on what you did afterwards. We know what happens. We know people who come out to say they want to run election. But in there, what do? They go and sell out to other parties. So if your party at a particular time realize that you have behaved in a way that is contrary, that jeopardizes the interest of the party, what do? They punish you according to the rules of the party.
Are you worried about some of these confluence of ideas that is against the intentions of the Amechis of the world, yourself? I mean, you're an experienced politician. You've been in PDP, you've been in APC, you've been a former commissioner, you've been a former minister.
Yes.
And so you understand what these political maneuverings could be for the future of what you're working on. It could jeopardize. Are you worried about it?
No, not at all. How?
All of these people,
No.
Honorable Abijide is in court, Dumebi is in court.
It does not worry us in any way because they were envisaged. How? What drove the coalition in the first place was the destabilization of other opposition political parties. We would be naive to think that we will come on board and the same people, the same hands that destabilize those parties will allow us to settle down and be in a position to challenge them for power in 2027. But the mistake they made was that they did not bank on the fact that we will do our due diligence and every single thing we needed to do legally, we will do it. So they can bring all these individuals. I don't know what agreements or arrangement they have with them, but I can tell you that they are wasting their time. Because this ADC, this coalition, we did everything that was necessary.
Mr. Abdullahi, and I've seen a portion of the ADC constitution. I don't know if you have studied it. You cannot, and it's enshrined in that constitution, you cannot lead the party only after you've joined the party after 2 years.
No. That has been amended.
It has been amended.
It has been amended. Two key amendment points. One, that you cannot occupy a position in the party until 2 years after you have joined. That has been amended. Two, that when an officer of the party resigns, then he can only be replaced by an officer from his zone or her zone. That has also been amended. Look, we're not joking here.
You've done your homework. You've tidied up the loose ends.
This took time. You cannot have the caliber of people in this coalition and you will expect that they will just leave. I mean, it's only God that's perfect, right? But everything that was humanly possible, because we knew the battle that was facing us. We knew that the government will do everything to destabilize this.
So you think governments are backing Dumebi and Abijide? Honorable Abijide?
Why else are they doing what they are doing? Why else are they doing
that could only be the reason? They say they are fighting for the turf where you met.
Okay, let me tell you something. Dumebi kept saying something that's even more dangerous than this issue of party,
ADC
leadership and all that. He came here, sat on this seat, and said the coalition was part or is part of the northern conspiracy against the South. That whenever you have a Southerner in position, then you find the northern elite, political elite, will rally and try to stop him. Because in the minds of the northern elite, a Southerner could only be allowed to be in position of power for 4 years. Chio, I'm sorry. I expected you, when he was saying that, to caution him. Because that kind of divisive language is dangerous. And a demagogue like him shouldn't be allowed to get away with that kind of narrative. He came here. You see, my concern is beyond politics. We have a country to build. But when an individual come and begin to promote this we versus them rhetoric, it is dangerous. There are younger people watching who would believe him and think that that's the way Nigeria is. I saw you brought in Alhaji Sule Lamido. And the moment Sule Lamido said he was going to support President Goodluck Jonathan if he runs on PDP. And the only thing that this guy could say to that is, oh, they are bringing PDP as part of the northern, what is it called, conspiracy. You know,
Malam Abdullahi, there are crazy things that have happened in this country. Sorry to use the word crazy. In the life of me, and you, as you have probably observed when you practice actively as a journalist, is that there are some things that look like rumors, that look like fiction. That you think that will never happen, but has happened in this country. And when people express their feelings out of emotion, sometimes what worries me is whether or not the political elite are learning any lesson. If there is anything that is religious and ethnic in nature that could divide our country, and such a young man has raised it and said, this should not happen, are you taking cognizance of that and exposing those kind of possibility in our polity to ensure that those kind of things does not happen? Are you being sensitive to such a thing?
If it were true, if it were true.
Is the ADC being used
sometimes
is ADC being used for such a thing?
Hang on a second. Sometimes I wonder if something is wrong somewhere. He said he lived in Kano. Maybe something happened back in Kano that traumatized him and that made him to be promoting this kind of thing. I did a little bit of research. He said when President Buhari was in office, no northerner criticized him, that they all kept quiet and allow President Buhari to run for 8 years. Then President Tinubu is there now, then they are suddenly criticizing him. In July 2016, Dr. Junai Mohammed said he accused Buhari of the worst form of nepotism in Nigeria's history. Dr. Junai Mohammed is alive. In December 2024, Senator Shehu Sani, he said nepotism under Buhari was what he criticized silence on insecurity and failure of northern leaders to speak up. In September 2021, Dr. Obadia Mailafia, northerner, also warned that a Fulanization agenda was on under Buhari and said insecurity was worse than under Abacha. Tanko Yakasai, April 2021, said he called Buhari too lazy to solve Nigeria's problem. Malam Nasiru El-Rufai, he said he wrote a 2017, in March 2017, he wrote a memo to Buhari and said he was surrounded by selfish and incompetent aides. And he later said that there is a parallel government within the government. You remember? Yeah. In February 2019, Buba Galadima, he said APC government is bedeviled by corruption under Buhari. Then in June, he called Buhari the greatest fraud. This year, he's called Buhari the greatest fraud ever. Colonel Dangiwa Umar, May 2020, he warned that the lopsided appointment could destroy Nigeria. So I can go on and on. These are examples of people who spoke up when Buhari was in power. How did this person that you called a young man come to the conclusion that when Buhari was in power, nobody said anything? No northerner criticized.
Is the ADC going to be conscious of this kind of possibility so that our country will not further be divided in this kind of politics?
You see, that is why I am disturbed. You see, on this your program, one member of the government came here and he profiled Bolaji Abdullahi. He said an 80-year-old northern Muslim. In another country, he would have been arrested. You see, we think that you can just say whatever you like. There are some things you are not allowed to say. And the promotion of division in this country should not be allowed under whatever guise. Now, coming back to the question you asked me, you are saying that a John Oyegun, a leading member of the coalition, is in the coalition to promote Northern agenda. Professor Osubo, the former governor of Edo State as well, is here in this coalition to promote Northern agenda. Emeka Ehedioha, former deputy speaker from Imo, is also here to promote Northern agenda. Senator Akobundu is also here. Ben Obi, they are all here. All these people somehow have been hypnotized. Raufo Aregbesola, they have somehow, Peter Obi, they have all been hypnotized somehow and enlisted to be part of the Northern agenda. You see, it's ridiculous to say the least, and he should be ashamed of himself. Because we have younger people.
So you are guaranteeing Nigeria that ADC is for a true change?
ADC is a party, and we said it from day one, is neither a party of the North nor of the South. It's neither a party of Muslim nor of Christian. It's neither a party of old people or so it's a party that is deliberately designed to be the party that is able to provide, build the kind of future that Nigeria desires.
Let's bring in some of the leaders of the party here.
By the way, where did President Asiwaju get the vote that he won the election with in 2000?
He got he got over 2 million votes in the Northwest. He got over 1 million votes in the North Central. He got in the Northeast, he got over about 2 million votes also.
So it's the same North that he's talking about. Look,
let's bring in quickly the gentleman who, by the way, the claims are that the alleged hijack. Please come to us this side. The alleged hijack of the party. Good evening, gentlemen. On Friday, there are allegations that there were no consultation with the leadership, and some chairmen, about 4 or 5 of them, came here and said they were not aware about the emergence of David Mark, Aregbesola, and the rest coming into. Are you aware, sir? Were you consulted about the handing over of the party to David Mark and the rest?
There was no handing over. I think your choice of words may be problematic to me. What happened is a process that took about 18 months. It started with low-level negotiations. I was, at that time, the chairman of the Board of Trustees of ADC. I participated actively in these negotiations over these months. And we agreed to follow the constitution of the party and followed all laid down procedure that is necessary in order that we open up the party so that people can come in and be able to register and become members of the party. And also, when the time comes, also aspire to party positions, whether in their wards, in their local government, states, or at the national level, and also be able to lay the foundation for a proper, fair and free, transparent, primaries that will produce a candidate at the end of the day.
Would you say there was a proper consultation across board, across the states?
Yeah, there were proper consultations, but you need to understand where we're coming from. As at the time we started negotiations, there were about 10 or so chairmen of the parties who were with Dumebi that have taken the party to the courts. And there was a case at the Supreme Court. He, of course, was one of those 10 chairmen.
So there were factionalization. There is an existing factionalization. There's a division of some sort.
Not quite. Let me give you.
Because I understand that there are some chairmen who are with Dumebi Kachikwu.
Yes. Can I give you the background now?
No, we may not have all of it.
Okay. So what I'm trying.
Just a moment, sir. The crux of the matter here is whether or not there is an issue of forgery. The crux of the matter is whether or not there was a true consultation in the party.
Okay, fine. So I want to state clearly that the issue of forgery is not true. And like he said, if there is any such case, he should go to the right.
Were you privy to the court process?
Of course I was.
Were you part of the processes that
yes,
that led to the submission of the document?
Of course. As a matter of fact, it was the Independent National Electoral Commission that brokered the ADR that made those chairmen that took the party to Supreme Court to withdraw the case on their own request to INEC. And at the end of the day, 2 things were agreed. One, they withdraw the case from the Supreme Court, and then the party reinstate them to their former position. And we have achieved that.
Just a moment. Give me a moment, sir. Let me speak to you. You're a party chairman, isn't it? The state chairman.
Yes, I'm a chairman from Kogi State.
From Kogi State.
I'm also the forum chairman.
Okay. Oh, you are the yes, chairman of all chairmen.
I'm chairman.
A powerful man. You should actually give you a chair. What happened? Because some of your colleagues are not on this side. What happened? Because they said some of you sold out to the Atiku, David Mark, and Aregbesola. How much were you paid to do this?
I think what really happened is everybody we are all being carried along, right from the inception of this.
So by Nwosu.
By Nwosu. Even despite that we have a case, even cases against him. After we know those who are coming to this coalition, I now call all the chairmen that this is an opportunity for us, for our party. If it is the interest of the party we are fighting for to grow, if this type of people are coming. And we all sit down. We all sat down and we discussed. And we need to follow these people. We have 2 cases against them. One is Supreme Court. One, personally, I instituted against the party and INEC. So when they explain everything like that, we decided...
You withdraw the matter?
Withdraw the matter.
At what point did the coalition come into the party? Where did they meet? Who did they consult? At what point did you agree as a party? Because the party is at the national and at the state level.
It was after the ADR.
By INEC?
By INEC. Call us together.
Where did this meeting happen, the ADR?
The ADR started from 2022.
So it wasn't now?
It wasn't now.
So there's a process?
Yeah, there's a processing before we conclude.
So you didn't answer my question, sir.
Yeah.
How much were you paid to some?
We are not paying anything.
Because that's the allegation that you are being paid to for the hijack of the party.
Hijacking of the party as how?
So the party was not hijacked?
It was not hijacked.
Are you aligning with Mr. Kachikwu, or you are not longer in talking terms?
We are in talking terms. But when he insisted that he doesn't want these people to come, and I told him I want a larger ADC, he came to the party. If he started talking that they hijacked the party, he came when he wanted to contest for president. He came just 2 months.
Into the party?
Into the party, and we gave him ticket. Why would other not be saying that he came to hijack the party?
All right. Let's conclude this. I'd like Mr. Abdullahi, are you able to resolve this amicably? For the sake of...
Honestly, I still don't see anything that needs to be resolved. You know, all these, with due respect, are media creation. It's good for television, for people to be calling press conferences and be saying all that they are saying. But in reality, there is nothing to reconcile. There is absolutely nothing on ground.
So you're not reaching out to him?
No, not at all.
All right.